good, Eagles fans? I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and y'all are tuned into another episode of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just gotta charge it to the game, baby. So, in this video, I want to shout out some guys in particular. I want to shout out Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Greg Ward, Boston Scott. I want to shout out those guys, man. I have to. I just have to. All four of those guys, expectations, little to none. Zero expectations. Nobody believed in you guys throughout your careers. John Hightower, 5th round pick. Boston Scott, practice squad. Travis Fulgham, cut by Detroit and Green Bay, back to the practice squad. Greg Ward, former quarterback in Houston. Used to play in the Canadian Football League. Cut, brought back, cut, practice squad, cut. These guys are resilient. These guys have done nothing but show up for us for the past few weeks, and time again. Now, Boston Scott, I understand that this past game against the Giants was his quote-unquote breakout game because he had to cover for Miles Sanders. But when it's time, he always rings the bell. Greg Ward, Mr. Reliable. Just Mr. Reliable. He's always there when you need him. He doesn't drop the ball. If you put the ball somewhere you need him to be, he will catch it. He don't matter who in front of him, who near him, who around him. He just demands respect in that slot, and he has no fear. And you're starting to see him develop his skill after the catch. You're starting to see him break more tackles, be more aggressive. He understands what his skill set is, and he just dominates it, in my opinion. Greg Ward, my brother, I respect you, my brother. John Hightower, 5th round pick. Nobody expected him to be anything. The Eagles wanted him to be something, but nobody really expected him to be anything. We all knew that draft was very deep in wide receiver, but John Hightower was so raw. We didn't expect him to really be getting as many snaps as he's getting now right away. But look, we have injuries. Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey down, and it is what it is. John Hightower, in my opinion, has done nothing but show up when needed. There have been times where he's had drops, mental lapses, but he always bounces back. He's very mentally strong. He knows why he's here. He understands that I'm going to get my opportunity again, and when I get it, I'm going to capitalize. My man had a huge catch during that Giants game for about 50 or so yards. 59 yards to be exact. He had two targets, one catch, but that catch was huge. The first target, I don't think was his fault. But my man, John Hightower, bro, he has such an ability to break away. He has such an ability to get separation from the cornerbacks. And you're starting to see his ball check ability developing. You saw on that play when Carson threw it, he tracked the ball. He adjusted his speed for the ball. He's only going to get better, only going to get smarter, only going to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? And Travis Fulgham, dude, who saw you coming? Honestly, who saw you coming? You had 11 targets for like 5 receptions, 70-something yards. Like, my man. I can't even begin to explain how excited I am to have found a gem like you. And we have an opportunity to really grow with you. Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Greg Ward, Boston Scott. You cannot ignore what the new wide receiver coach has been doing, Aaron Moorhead. You cannot ignore what he's been doing. You cannot ignore his ability to coach up these young guys. You cannot ignore it. And I love the fact that we got a new wide receiver coach at the same time. We got new wide receivers because they're growing together. They're building a relationship. This is the first for all of them. And I love that. You clearly see the wide receivers getting better every week. John Hightower especially. Travis Fulgham, you see his confidence just growing. You see defenses starting to pay attention to him. You see it. If the Eagles go all in on our young talent, we can really have something special. we can have something special. This wide receiver core has so much upside, in my opinion. So much upside if given the opportunities. It's all it takes is opportunity. You know, sometimes people like to say the Eagles get lucky, right? Or they got lucky with that Super Bowl. Or they got lucky against the Giants, right? But in my humble opinion, luck is just when hard work meets opportunity. Luck is just when preparation and opportunity coincide. I'm so happy about these guys, man. John Hightower, yes, he has a lot of growing to do, but he's on the right track. And he's been catching the ball when we need it most, and that's huge to me. That speaks a lot to his mindset. Travis Fulgham, fearless, just fearless. Absolute dynamo. Nice size. And, you know, again, the whole situation with our wide receivers with Deshaun Jackson, I feel bad for him. Alshon Jeffrey, I'm over him. We got to just move on, cut our losses. It is what it is. Thank you for what you've done, but it's about the new bloods. Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward, John Hightower, even Quez Watkins. He hasn't really been given an opportunity, but it's going to come. It will come, in my opinion. And then when Jalen Reagor comes back, that's going to be exciting. But here's the thing, though. We can't have all those guys won't be able to play. Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Quez Watkins, Greg Ward, all those guys are not going to be able to play. That's 5 wide receivers. All of them are not going to be able to play. We need certain guys to pan out. Jalen Reagor needs to pan out. He's going to come back with a vengeance. He's been paying attention to everyone who's been talking about him. He's been paying attention to all the doubters. He's been paying attention to everyone saying, oh, you chose Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson? Yeah, I'll admit, I was one of those guys. But, you know, you my man, Reagor. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to come back, bro. I've been talking you up so much, and just the injury just been throwing me off, and I'm emotional, man. I'm sorry. Jalen Reagor, listen, I'm all in on you. I'm not going to doubt you, bro. I believe you're going to come back with a vengeance. I believe it. Travis Fulgham. I think that combination of Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham can be extremely dangerous. Now, we don't know if Jalen Reagor, in my opinion, is he better suited in the X and the Z position, you know, the outskirts, or is he better suited in that Y, in that slot position? We don't know that yet. We haven't really been able to use him across the playbook entirely. He got hurt. But if Travis Fulgham, and we all see John Hightower can play the outside, if Travis Fulgham and John Hightower become our outside threats and Jalen Reagor dominates the slot because he has that size, it can be amazing. Or if it's Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward, or Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, Quez Watkins. Like, I just feel like Jalen Reagor and Travis Fulgham have to be the pillars. And Greg Ward, John Hightower, and Quez Watkins have to battle it out. They have to. Or if the Eagles do 4 wide receiver sets more often, they start using more wide receivers, then at that point, it makes sense for us to have those kind of guys. The Eagles need to do more 4, 5 wide out wide receiver sets. Now, I know a tight end is going to be on that field as well, so just we can keep those guys. We can keep those guys. They're young. The contracts aren't expensive. The most expensive contract out of all those guys is the first round pick, Jalen Reagor, and that's still manageable. So we need to really go all in on these guys. It's just that simple. It's just that plain. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You always tune into another dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, y'all. Fly Eagles fly.